Happy Saturday afternoon.
Good
Hello,
afternoon,
Andrew.
Jim.
How are you, brother?
I've got no palms behind me today, Jim, because that means I'm in your office.
It means you're back. You're back at work. Now, you had a good week away. You recharged the batteries. We took care of business while you were away. Your team sold 5 properties for you while you were away. And
Thanks, team.
and that's exactly how it should be. That's the whole idea of having a team. So it means that as a real estate professional, Andrew, we can get to spend some time with our family when we need it. And you had a commitment. You had your brother-in-law getting married. You had a wedding at Port Douglas last week.
Yeah.
But it's great. The business just keeps ticking while you're away, and the boys did really well, and the girls. So it was great.
Nah, Jim, hit the nail on the head. Dario and Justin definitely took care of my clients with all the auctions. And mate, it went smoothly and according to plan, and all the vendors were happy, which is the most important. Yep. And we got to enjoy my brother-in-law's wedding, which is fantastic. And mate, they had a massive week. My calls were getting diverted to Justin.
Yeah.
And the poor bloke goes, mate, I don't know how you cope with his phone. I said, you can keep my phone. I said to him, he goes, no, I don't think so. But it was a great team effort.
I'll tell you, it was quite bizarre, right? We're sitting in the office and poor old Justin, he had the earpods on. He was just pumping out calls. And I said to him, mate, I've never seen you make so many calls. He said, I'm not making, I'm getting them. We've got Andrew's calls coming in. But anyway, so let's get on to today, mate. What a wonderful, wonderful, amazing day of results. I cannot begin to tell you how proud I am of the incredible group of people that work with us, Andrew, that we get to call our team. And beautifully led by yourself as our sales manager. Today was incredible, mate. 10 out of 11 scheduled auctions.
Yes.
But not just the fact that they sold, but we saw some mind-blowing results. We saw some incredible results. So with that, we'll get right into it. It's a late Saturday afternoon. We'll get into the results. So we started this morning at 11 a.m. We had 2 auctions scheduled at 11. So I was at 170 Lady Nelson Way. In Taylor's Lakes with Sash. Wonderful home, elevated terracotta roof, 3-bedroom on a great sized block of land. It was a super, super competitive auction, Andrew. The vendor this week had some devastating news in her family, but she soldiered through. We didn't know whether we were going to go ahead. Potentially we might have had to postpone, but but we had some great buyers there. It flew past the reserve. It ended up selling for $882,000. Congratulations to all parties there. It was a great result.
Great campaign led by Sash as well. So well done, Sash.
He did a great job. And while I was there, you were out at 32 Beatties Road in Hillside. Tell us about that.
Yeah, look, a beautiful modern home in Hillside and Beatties Road. Met Rosie and her partner Daniel many years ago, Jim. They were looking to buy a home through me in Hillside 2000. Unfortunately, didn't happen back then. I missed out on a couple of auctions that I had. We kept in touch because they were always going to sell their property, and they obviously gave me the opportunity to sell it, and went well. 3 strong bidders, 857,500. So a great result there as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Well done. And then from there, we had 2 auctions scheduled at 12. One was at 10 Zamet Lane out in Hillside. Michael Costa was running that one. That one was our only pass in for the day. And that's now on the market at $560,000. It's a great townhouse. It's good value. If the last couple of weeks are anything to go by, that property will be opened up on Monday night again, and hopefully by midweek it'll be sold.
Yeah, great value.
It's a good value property. And I was at 5 Hanslow Way. Now, 5, you recently sold number 8 Hanslow Way.
Correct. Yep.
And so today we had number 5 Hanslow Way. Some vendors that are very close to our heart. Related to one of our sales manager at our Caroline Springs office, to Lassen Estesiadis, who hovers between Taylor's and Caroline Springs. Again, we had bidders and people that left the auction at Lady Nelson, came around the corner, came to this one. There was a couple of bidders that were the same ones bidding on the other property. Totally different house. This was a 4-bedroom, single-level home with a rumpus room, in-ground pool, double garage, circular driveway, and an additional side drive that doubles up as an entertaining area. Again, very competitive, very strong, sold for a very healthy $891,500, Andrew, which was great. From there, shot straight around to a 2-bedroom original condition, in need of renovation. 36 Shoppers Lane, behind the old Taylor's Lakes shopping centre. Those properties are, you know, a good 30 years old or thereabouts. This was a 2-bedder, original condition. It's been rented out since 2004. The 3 bidders there, elderly gentleman that bought it, moving from Gladstone Park, coming over to be closer to family. He's going to spend 40, 50 grand, give it a full makeover and move in and live happily ever after. And we had a first home buyer bidding and another downsizer as well. So 3 active bidders on site there, sold right within our quote range at 390,000. From there, Lass was out at 16 Kiev Walk in Delahey, had a competitive auction there at 1 o'clock also, and that sold for a healthy 645.
Delahey's doing okay at the moment. Well done, Lass. You sold about 2 or 3 houses in the last couple of weeks for great results. So
in Delahey, yeah, did very well there. And then Andrew, you were out at 5 Edward Court. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Jim. Again, a home in a beautiful court. Edward Court is a stunning court. I don't know if you've been there recently, Jim. Beautiful neighbours around this property here as well, so that helped this home. The eventual buyer, though, was a buyer that only saw it today. So they rocked up.
Oh, really?
Auction. Yeah, they missed out on a home out in the morning in the local area in Burnside, which is the other side of Taylor's Road.
Yep.
And they missed out on that one there. They weren't really keen to come to Taylor's Hill. They were more so looking to go to Cora Creek Primary School in that vicinity. So they weren't really looking at Taylor's Hill on their radar. But the couple of other buyers that were there obviously already seen it. They saw it today, and we had 3 healthy bidders, a reserve of 720 and sold for 736. So yeah, a good result there as well. But a beautiful young couple that's purchased the home as well. She was so nervous not seeing the home, but yeah, really, really happy.
Fantastic. And
then Jimmy, you were at Fiat Court.
Fiat Court, mate.
Tell us about that, mate.
You know, I've got to tell you, I had an absolute ball doing that one. Number one, the vendors, Susie and Branson Lim, are people very close to my heart. They're gorgeous people. Susie was the EA for many years to a very high profile friend of mine, businessman in here in Melbourne, who we've had on one of our blogs whilst we were in lockdown. And beautiful people, single level, corner of Fiat Court and Copernicus Way. And 2 Fiat Court, they've been there for some 15 odd years, raised their 2 boys, now time to sell it. 706 square metre block. Andrew, I think we would have had probably 150 people there.
Wow.
A lot of the neighbours came out, but this campaign went swimmingly. We had 96, 97 inspections through the property in some 3.5 weeks. We knew we had a lot of interest. I'm going to put some photos up on my Insta later. First time, I grabbed my phone and took selfies with the crowd. The crowd was that big, right? But this one absolutely blew us away. I always keep saying that I hate talking about over reserves and all the rest of it, but every now and then you get a sale that defies logic. And this was all families that wanted to buy the property. We had the reserve set, Andrew, based on feedback higher than our quote price, because just on the feedback that we had, we were confident that the property would go reasonably well. We decided today to set the reserve at 730,000. It absolutely sailed past that. We opened up at 600 and we took $20,000 rises and off we went. I announced it on the market, I think at 740 odd or something like that. And from then on in, 2 or 3 buyers, other than the other 4 or 5 that had a go, just every time this fellow would bid 1, the other lady would go 4. If he bid 1, she'd go 10.
Wow.
Super fierce, dragged on. It went on for a long time, but it sold, Andrew, for $866,000. An incredible result. It sets a new benchmark now for that size property on that size land in that condition, and delighted with the result. Another agent has just picked one up across the road in Copernicus Way and decided to open it up half an hour later. And that's fine, you know, as long as it's not at the same time, I don't mind. He did the right thing. Flo from Area Specialist, don't mind mentioning him. He's got that property there. People go and have a look at it. Only one person's going to buy it. Pardon me. But the crowd obviously dispersed. Some of them went over and had a look at that property. So hopefully they get a good result there in a few weeks' time. I think that's only just come on the market. And but it was an incredible result, Andrew. And then on top of that, we had 3 wonderful sales at St Albans. 88 Opie Road in Albanvale sold for 681.5. One of 38 Millwall Avenue sold for 302,000, and 73 Leicester in St Albans sold for 655 to give us 10 out of 11 for today. So great results. Well done, and 2 minutes ago, Andrew, the total results have come through for the group.
I was just going to ask you, Jim, that'll be really interesting to see what their results were today.
Yeah, look, there were some strong numbers. I get an update, obviously, during the day as I'm travelling around, but today we were that busy with 11 auctions, I didn't get to check. But overall today, 75 sold out of 90 for 83%. So we did
80%.
Yeah, it's over 80 again, right? So now that might change because there might be some late transactions that get negotiated. But the preliminary numbers for the Barry Plant Group, 75 out of 90. And obviously in our patch, 10 out of 11 for 91%, 90.9 to be precise. So a great result and another solid day, Andrew. Well done to everybody.
Look, as you mentioned earlier, we couldn't be prouder. Look, we know this last couple of weeks or the last few weeks, we knew we were going to have a busy month for May. And the team have just worked, like we've been here working quite late and seeing the gents working late in the evenings. You know, the thing is, we do what we do during the day, during the week, but the follow-ups that we have to conduct for buyers, especially getting them ready for auctions and whatnot, a lot of people don't understand the actual work that gets involved. Now, our work is not hard. It's just mentally tiring, right? We know that. So, but, you know, preparing for auctions, or getting buyers prepared for auctions, you know, confirming deposits, confirming settlements, conducting building inspections, you know, all these little things that happen during the week, that's a lot of effort by the team. And, you know, as you can see, we're having 3-4 buyers per auction, and some auctions a lot more than that. We have to speak to every single one of those buyers, hold them by the hand, make sure their questions are answered. That's our job. And then obviously go and see our vendors and get them prepared for auction day, right? And, you know, vendors are vendors. It's their home. We're selling their prime prized possession. To them, it's a castle, regardless of the value. And we have to make sure that we're there to support them come auction day, right? And when we have obviously a big month like we have so far, you got to put in the effort, right? So our job is always about service and providing the best possible service for our clients, and that's why we have the reputation of what we have, right? So and that separates us from the rest. Simple as that.
You know, I've got to jump in there. The point that you're making, it's really interesting. I had a dinner. We got invited. My wife and I, Georgie and I, went to a dinner last night at a really, really close friend's place who has just sold her home a couple of months ago, and she's moving out next week. And she wanted to invite us along to have, the last dinner in the house that she's lived in for some 25 years. The property happens to be in North Bourne. She's a school teacher, has been a career school teacher. So she had a dinner last night, invited us along, and another 2 couples that I'd gone to uni with, guys that I'd gone to uni with, because we went to uni together with her as well, right? And it was really great because one of the guys brought along some photos, Andrew, from 1979, 80, 81, when I was at uni. And we were looking at these photos last night. But the conversation around the dinner table came up that, you know, I love school teachers, but they're very, very analytical and they don't like listening to advice. Anyway, I got involved when she wanted to sell her house. Obviously, we're very close family friends. And we listed the property. She had a few agents in. We listed the property with Jealous Craig in that area because we don't have an office there. So I said to her, get the agents in, whoever you like the most, then I'll come and have a look at the reports and we'll work through it together. They did a wonderful job. They ran an amazing campaign. What she said last night is that, and actually, funnily enough, the young lady that managed the listing was one of her students many years ago.
Wow.
So she taught her at Baldwin High. She was a teacher at Baldwin High School. She taught her at Baldwin High 20 odd years ago. And she's now an agent, and she did an incredible job. We kept in touch during the campaign. She'd update me so that I could have a chat to her as well. And what she said last night over dinner was that she, for the first time in her life, she always had the perception that real estate agents rock up in a flash car, have a look at their house, get a few people through and sell the property. And she said, I cannot begin to understand the amount of work that you people have to do behind the scenes. She said, I was kept informed daily with what was going on. It was a textbook campaign. They did everything perfectly. As a result, she got a fantastic outcome. But the point is, it's exactly what you were just saying now, Andrew, that the amount of work that we need to do for any property behind the scenes, and that's what we get paid to do, right. And we get paid well. Correct. We always say, if you want a cheap agent, we can't help you. If you want a good agent, we can help you. Because as our great mate Tom Panos says, the cheapest agent and the best agent are not the same agent.
Hold on.
So, we don't make any apologies for that. We expect a fair day's pay for a fair day's work, but we will go above and beyond to do whatever we can to get a great outcome. But the fact is, there's a truckload of work that we have to do during the week and on the weekends to ensure that the property has the best chance to get the best outcome, because it doesn't always happen. So anyway, great work. Fantastic.
Spot on.
How many we got next Saturday?
Next Saturday we have 6. So we have Kinetic Drive in Hillside, another beautiful home in the Parks Estate. So really look forward to seeing how that property goes. Yep. 9 Cresmont Court in Kings Park with Michael Costa.
Yep.
9 Sunrise Drive in Hillside. That's a really good property for first home buyers. A lovely 3-bedder and a study with a single garage, nice outdoor entertaining area. The Close in Cullen Springs, although I believe Lasse's just sold that before.
No, that one's sold. That one has just been sold.
So that's been sold. 1/2 Green Gully Close in Keilor Downs, a lovely 3-bedder, 1 bathroom there. And then 6 Ramage Court in Kings Park.
Kings Park, another one there. Fantastic. So that'll wrap up our week. That's the 29th next week, and it'll more or less wrap up May, which for our group, it certainly looks like it's going to be a high-performing month, probably our strongest month in some 3 odd years, but we've still got a long way to go. A lot of transactions happening during the week as well, Andrew, which have been some great private sales. Some of them are conditional, so we can't report them yet, but there's been some outstanding results across the board, setting new benchmarks in most categories, in most suburbs that we operate in. So we'll be able to report on those and give people an update once those sales are confirmed 100% unconditional. Some of them have finance conditions, some have building conditions. So once they're all confirmed, we'll be talking about those in the coming weeks, Andrew.
Yes, definitely, Jim. Hopefully they all go through smoothly, which I'm sure they will. And apart from that, that is Saturday night wrap-up.
What's on tonight, Andrew? Quickly.
Lisa is going to a wedding, and I am looking after the children. So
fantastic.
Has to be done, Jim. But how about yourself?
Mate, catching up with some friends that we haven't seen for a little while, and Georgie organised a dinner. So we're heading into town, 8 o'clock, go and have a nice dinner at D'Estasio's, one of our favourites, and a couple of Bianco Negroni.
Into your favourites, Jimmy.
Well, I said one off. I said one off. So we'll head in there, catch up with some great friends that we haven't seen for a little while, and then tomorrow, Andrew, we hope for a victory win. We'll see how we go.
Who are they playing?
That's a very good question. I should know off by heart, shouldn't I, Andrew? I should know off by heart. But the mind today is cooked just thinking about real estate. Tomorrow we've got Adelaide United. So,
it's going to be a tough game.
Whoever wants to know, Wellington today at home for one of their first games at home, beat Western United 3-0, 7-10 tonight. Melbourne City are playing Central Coast. And tomorrow there's a few games. And in the footy, Andrew, what's happened in the footy? Quick update on the matches today. Where are we? Full time, Geelong by 34 over the Suns. Second quarter at the moment, Adelaide are in front by 6 points against Melbourne.
Wow.
And tonight, the Doggies, we're in Doggies territory. play the Saints. I reckon the doggies will get up.
That's a great game.
Yeah, I reckon the doggies will get up.
Go to Saints. Go Nardine. She's not watching on Facebook.
Exactly.
She's
the backbone of our office. She's a Sainer. Dockers, Sydney Swans. Who do you reckon, Andrew?
Dockers of Sydney. Sydney Swans have been playing great footy. They've been playing back to the old school footy. A lot of hungry teamwork there, Jim. They've been absolutely smashing a couple of teams lately. They smashed Collingwood last week, which is not. Mate. Sorry.
Give me a tip.
Against who?
Or Fremantle.
Sydney.
Sydney. All right. Giants and Eagles.
Eagles.
Tomorrow. Eagles. Collingwood, Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide by 110.
The battle of the prison bars. And then Essendon, North Melbourne.
Essendon. They should win. Well, North Melbourne and Collingwood will finish down the bottom of the table. That's for sure.
Right.
Unfortunately for Narkic anyway.
And very importantly, Andrew, the most important result.
Carlton.
Carlton, full time. Where are we? 86 points. Defeated Hawthorn, 63 points.
Good game.
Oh, the Blue Baggers.
Sorry, Sash.
Yeah, well done. We needed that. All right, so go Blues. We've had a Blues win. We've sold 10 out of 11. If Victory get a win tomorrow, the weekend's complete and we go on to next week. Mate, have a great night.
See you, Jimmy. Enjoy your night.
See you, everyone.
See you guys. Bye-bye.